What if I told you that democracy, the system we all trust, may not be as fair or effective as we think it is? It's time to take a deeper look. Democracy, as we have been taught, is a system where the power ultimately rests with the people. It is a form of government where every citizen, regardless of caste, class, or background, has the right to vote and participate in the shaping of their nation. It is widely regarded as the fairest, most progressive way to govern, promising equality, accountability, and freedom. But in today's world, as we observe the state of politics around us, we must ask, is democracy functioning the way it was meant to? Has it stayed true to its original ideals, or has it turned into a system that rewards money, fame, and manipulation rather than intelligence, character, and vision? The truth is difficult to ignore. Across the world, a large number of politicians, those who make life-changing decisions for millions, do not meet even the basic standards we expect in other professions. In many democratic countries, a shocking percentage of elected representatives are not university graduates. Some have not even completed secondary education. And even more alarming, a sizable portion of them have criminal backgrounds, some with serious charges like corruption, assault, and even murder. In India, for instance, over 40% of sitting members of parliament have criminal cases pending against them. Brazil has faced similar scandals, with large portions of its legislature accused of fraud or bribery. Even in Western democracies, we often see leaders who lack formal education, who rely more on charisma or public relations teams than actual knowledge of governance. This forces us to question, why are the entry requirements to politics so low when the responsibilities are so high? Imagine this: if a person wants to be a teacher, they must pass a qualifying exam. If someone wants to be a doctor, they undergo years of study and rigorous testing. Engineers, pilots, lawyers, even the people who operate machinery in factories. All of them need to be trained, certified, and evaluated before they are allowed to do their jobs. But politicians, the ones who decide national budgets, shape international policies, make laws, and control education, healthcare, defense, and employment, face no such requirement. Anyone can become a candidate, regardless of whether they are truly fit to lead. Let us explore why education matters so much in leadership. Being educated doesn't just mean holding a degree. It means having the ability to think critically, to analyze situations from multiple angles, to understand complex systems like the economy, environment, and foreign policy. Education gives a leader the tools to question, to research, and to make evidence-based decisions. A leader without education may rely more on instinct, emotion, or public pressure, often making decisions based on what sounds popular rather than what is actually beneficial. For example, think about how many modern issues, such as climate change, cybersecurity, global economics, or artificial intelligence, require deep understanding. How can an uneducated or undereducated leader handle these issues effectively? Without the ability to grasp the long-term implications of policies, without awareness of historical contexts or global frameworks, how can we expect leaders to govern responsibly? This lack of understanding often leads to short-sighted laws, mismanaged budgets, and in many cases, policies that harm more than they help. And yet the people who are perhaps best equipped to lead, those who are educated, capable, and ethical, often stay far away from politics. Why? Because modern democracy in practice is not a level playing field. It has become a space dominated by wealth, influence, and established power. The cost of contesting elections is enormous. Even for a local election, a candidate may need to spend lakhs, or in many cases crores, on campaigns, rallies, advertising, digital outreach, and logistics. Political parties usually favor candidates who can fund themselves or who can bring in money for the party. And the media, driven by ratings and spectacle, tends to give more attention to celebrities, controversial figures, or those already in power. A common man, no matter how sincere or intelligent, often stands no chance. If he or she doesn't have the financial means, the media exposure, or the backing of a powerful party, they are unlikely to be heard, let alone elected. As a result, politics becomes a closed club. The same types of people, often from political families or wealthy backgrounds, keep circulating in leadership roles, while the rest of the population remains spectators in a game supposedly meant for everyone. Now, let us imagine something different, something bold, but entirely logical. What if, like every other responsible job, becoming a politician required a qualifying examination? What if, before anyone could contest elections, they had to pass a national-level test that assessed their understanding of the Constitution, public administration, economics, environmental policy, law, ethics, and basic governance principles? This would not remove democracy. It would strengthen it. It would ensure that only people with a basic level of competence and awareness are allowed to represent the public. After passing the exam, elections would proceed as usual. People would still vote. They would still have a choice. But instead of choosing between a criminal and a celebrity, they would be choosing between informed, qualified individuals, people who had earned their right to lead through merit. This would restore dignity and seriousness to the political process. It would also open the doors for capable young people, scholars, activists, and professionals to join politics. Not because they have money or fame, but because they have knowledge and a desire to serve. Introducing such a system would also shift how politics is perceived. Today, many young people are disillusioned with politics. They see it as dirty, corrupt, and disconnected from real problems. But if there were an exam-based, transparent, and merit-driven path to leadership, more young minds might feel inspired to join. Just like students prepare for UPSC or medical entrances, they could prepare to serve their country through political leadership. Over time, this could transform the very nature of democracy, from one based on manipulation and money to one based on wisdom and service. In conclusion, democracy is still one of the greatest political ideas humanity has created. But like all great systems, it needs updates. It needs reform. We cannot continue to allow the highest offices of power to be filled by chance, money, or manipulation. Leadership must be earned, not just through votes, but through demonstrated ability and ethical conduct. If we truly believe in democracy, then we must also believe in improving it. And that improvement begins with a simple yet powerful question. Are the people who govern us truly qualified to lead? It is time to stop treating elections like reality shows and start treating them like what they really are: a selection of leaders who hold the future of a nation in their hands. Let us demand more from those who seek to lead us. Let us build a democracy not just of the people, but for the people, and most importantly, by the most capable among the people. I am ending this video by stating the quote, "True democracy is not just the right to vote, it is also the right to be led by those who are truly worthy of our trust."